and we can kick off.
Good afternoon or good morning, depending on where it is you're joining us from today. I'm delighted to welcome you to our webinar, Streamline and Enhance Scholarly Literature Access, where we're excited to introduce a partnership between Lean Library and Article Galaxy from Research Solutions. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce you to my colleagues who will be presenting today from Research Solutions. I'm delighted to be joined by Leon Skelton, who is the UK Sales Manager, and Eric Coulto, the Senior Technical Sales Engineer. From Lean Library, we also have Kusal Udawati, our Implementation Consultant, and I'm Nicola Langford, Head of Development for International Markets at Lean Library. Our agenda for today, wrong thing, there we go. Our agenda for today starts with a brief overview of Lean Library and Article Galaxy partnership, followed by introductions to both Article Galaxy from Research Solutions and Lean Library, and then we'll have a closer look at the Lean Library Article Galaxy integration. There'll be plenty of time for questions at the end, but we'll also be monitoring the chat box should any questions be raised during the webinar. But if we don't pick them up during the webinar, don't worry, we will definitely address them at the end. So the Lean Library Article Galaxy partnership aims to address the challenges faced by information and knowledge centres by ensuring researchers have quick and easy access to the content they need to access to succeed whenever and wherever they need it, and by enabling the deployment of article retrieval services on relevant websites and resources. Ultimately, our partnership provides an integrated solution for fast, comprehensive, affordable access to scholarly literature. I'd now like to hand over to Leon to talk to you about Article Galaxy. Thanks, Leon.
Thank you, Nicola. I am just taking control of the screen. Thank you. And I will just extend my slides. Here we go. Right. Thanks, Nicola. Yes, this is just a quick introduction, just 5-7 minutes or so on our aspect of the partnership. So this is Article Galaxy. Fast, immediate access, simplified access to the supporting literature we all need you all need as researchers, R&D scientists, maybe your pharma, maybe your biotech, maybe your government, maybe your NHS. We're all faced with the same challenges, how to quickly and easily get hold of the papers we need to support our science and indeed to support our colleagues. Okay, I am just moving on here. Bear with me whilst my PowerPoint messes around. I'm sharing my screen. Here we go. Right, so fast literature retrieval. So this is all about fast literature retrieval. So you're looking here at a snapshot of the Article Galaxy dashboard. So I'm logged in, but we're connecting you to millions of full text articles. Okay, so your scenario is, I'm a researcher, I need fast and easy access to this article. I come to the Article Galaxy dashboard, I copy in a DOI or a PubMed, or I run a discovery search. In this box, I can very quickly default to an order form, check to see if the PDF has been delivered. I can integrate with lots of other search tools down the right-hand side as well, depending on what I subscribe to. So my journey to the full text article is made very convenient. I run my PubMed search, I do my keyword search, a list of citations will pop up. I can order any of the full text. We're also going to present you with rental options and open access options, because we don't want to charge you if we don't have to. We want you to benefit from the savings when you use the Article Galaxy tool. Okay, and behind all this, we're going to build out a PDF library. So your own collection of papers will store in the cloud, because you've already purchased the paper once. We don't want you to purchase it again. We want your budget to stretch further. Okay, so just another few bullet points. It's all copyright compliant. We're working directly with publishers here. We're pulling the content from their servers. Entirely customizable, we can add branding, and we're meeting you at the point of need, okay? So via that DOI, via that PubMed ID, or we'll meet you in PubMed, EBSCO, Science Direct, etc. Great thing is that most papers will just present up in a PDF viewer after, let's say, 5 seconds. So if you compare that with the typical paper buying journey of going to a journal, setting up an account, getting hold of a credit card, asking someone for permission to spend on that credit card, expensing the receipt, working out where to put the paper. You've just downloaded the paper. How do you stop the next scientist from ordering the same paper? All this happens automatically. It's entirely automated in Article Galaxy, so that you're only buying the paper the first time. Most instances, that paper will present up in the browser. I have the option to download it locally here at the top right. The paper is then added to your PDF collection, which is shared across the team. Okay, so everyone will have access to this paper, whether it's 5 of you or whether it's 1,000 of you, if we're talking about a global pharmaceutical company, for example. It becomes a centralized asset. Some of the papers will be available to rent. So here's a cost-saving opportunity. You can see here, this paper from Journal of Allergy and Clinical Immunology. There's a $17 charge of 3-day access to the paper. If I buy the PDF and I permanently own the PDF, or we permanently own, because it will be a corporate purchase, clearly there's a larger charge, which actually here includes a delivery fee. It's our retrieval fee to fetch the paper. But this is a great cost saving. You get 72-hour access to the paper. You can share the link around. You can verify the entire paper. You're not looking at just the abstract. You're looking at the entire paper, looking at the references, looking at the science, looking at the illustrations. And then you can choose actually to upgrade from your rental to the PDF. And look, we can do that on Elsevier, Springer Nature. Lots of publishers on an opt-in basis will allow us to rent their articles. Okay, so it's a try before you buy, a 3-day preview. Think of it like that. I mentioned earlier that we meet you at your point of discovery. So in this instance, the literature search is happening in PubMed. Go to the abstract page. When PubMed is open through our system, you'll always get this little button here, Get Full Text in Article Galaxy. And that can appear in Embase, it can appear in Web of Science, it can appear in lots of standard discovery tools, Embase, EBSCO. So we're helping you. You're not having to come to our system and run a separate search for the citation you've just discovered in Google Scholar. We'll meet you there. We'll make it very easy for you to place that order. Okay, here is on the left-hand side of the home page, you'll see my orders, or you can run a discovery search, for example, here. But your papers will list down here, and you can see here I have subscription access to these from BJU International. So in fact, if I was to request this paper, the PDF would be pulled from your subscription and present in the browser. It'll be added to your PDF library, okay? So you're not going back, downloading the same paper multiple times, indicating greater usage metrics for the publisher to charge you more. We're retrieving that paper just once, the first time, and then it's going to be added to your PDF library. Okay, so the paper will present in the PDF viewer as it has done here. Okay, and that's the same for token access. If you have prepaid tokens with the publisher, if we log your subscriptions, we're making it very easy by centralizing all this activity. Copy also goes to your centralized PDF library. Okay, that is just, those are my few slides, but just to show you what this looks like, here is the live environment. Okay, so I spoke about a rental option. In fact, what I'll do first is let's say this is the DOI I want to order. I've picked this up in a PubMed search. I've just copied and pasted it into the order form. I can add a reference code here, Leon1. I can send this paper to my Leon1 library. I can request a rental, or I can request a PDF in this case. I've explained why the PDF price is more. It's a permanent purchase and there's a retrieval fee. I'm just going to retrieve the PDF. It'll count down from 60, but it'll be delivered in 4 or 5 seconds. Open PDF. There we go. That paper has been delivered. You've just heard the order confirmation hit my email box. That is now a permanent paper. A copy has gone into the PDF library for others on the account to access as well. If someone else tried to buy the same paper, it will tell them it's already been purchased. They'll just get a link. We'll pull this paper. I can download the paper locally here. Okay. That is a very, very brief overview, okay, of what the system is able to do. And then when that integrates with Lean Library, we fill the content gaps that you might not, that exist for you as patrons of that university or corporate library. Okay, so we can fill in, provide the content when there is no link back to the library for you to access. I'm now going to stop sharing and I will hand over. Nicola, are you on mute?
I am. I'm terribly sorry. Schoolgirl error there. I am sorry. Okay, so now I'm going to give a quick overview to Lean Library. So I'm going to start by highlighting our different product portfolios. So we have Lean Library Access. So this is our comprehensive access solution with a number of features that enable fast and streamlined access to resources. So essentially, Lean Library Access helps to drive usage, save money, and promote your library knowledge or information center. But in addition to Lean Library Access, we also now have a premium product. It's a new product called Lean Library Features, and this enables services and content to be surfaced within the researcher's workflow at the point of need. Now, I'm not going to focus too much on features today because we're really focusing on access, but I would quickly just like to share the ambition of this product with you. We're essentially trying to build an app for your users or patrons' desktop. It essentially brings support, content and services into the workflow. And to do this, we are systematically addressing what we consider to be the 6 pillars of a knowledge centre or a library. So at the moment, we've focused on access with our solution, but we also are now expanding this out to support discovery, collection and content, feedback to enhance the relationship between librarians and their users, and also the historic role of curation and information literacy. But today we're focusing on access. But if you would like to go if you would like any further information on features, then please do get in touch. We'd be happy to share anything you'd like to know about it. But to illustrate the power of Lean Library Access, we have to start by considering how researchers currently find their resources. So research has actually shown that 40% of searches actually begin at Google or Google Scholar and not within the organization's research solution. So this means that without Lean Library, researchers experience what we like to call the many-click nightmare. So essentially clicking from search engine through to different publisher websites, then having to authenticate within the organization's knowledge center or library. And this equates on average to about 12 clicks, 3.49 minutes, which is quite some time to get to one article. But with the Lean Library browser extension, access is actually streamlined through preferred routes, and so this actually reduces the number of clicks to an average of around 4 and just 54 seconds. So from search engine through to PDF appearing on the user's desktop, it's just about 54 seconds, which is great. So now I want to just quickly show you a couple of features of Lean Library Access. So as we've mentioned before, it's a comprehensive access solution. Now I'm not going to go into all of the things on this slide because Kusal is going to cover most of these in a short while. The one we're not going to cover today particularly is the ability to bring messages into the researcher and user workflow. So this is essentially a pop-up that can be linked by URL. And so if it's a subscription product, for example, access to the New York Times, and the researcher needs to go somewhere else to get the username and password, then they can just click on a link in the pop-up that will then take them through to where that username and password is stored. If it's content that you're perhaps considering purchasing and you're in negotiations with a supplier, then you can also flag that that's something that's happening through this ability to communicate. Now, I just wanted to show you, before I hand over to Kusal, how quick and easy it is to download the extension. So once you've got a subscription to Lean Library, you go, you click on Lean Library download, and it automatically actually detects what browser you're on, but you can also select the browser. You click on the download button, then you enter your company name, click on save, and there you go straight through to the instructions on how to get the best out of the browser extension. And it is literally that simple and that quick. Lean Library, once the extension is there and once you're authenticated, and you only have to authenticate once per browser session, the extension streamlines access. So for example, here, if a user starts on Science Direct, the pop-up will appear saying that the Knowledge Centre has subscriptions on to this site, and so then you can just click on the Get Access button and it takes you straight through into the site so that you'd be able to access, well, your user would be able to access whatever articles they needed. The benefits of this, very kindly, NHS Merseycare have allowed us to share some stats which shows how having ease of access at the point of need, whether on-site, off-site, or wherever the researcher may be, can really drive usage of the resources. And since installing Lean Library, NHS Merseycare have seen an average 40% increase in usage of the materials and resources that they subscribe to. So that's a really good benefit there. And I'm now going to hand over to Kusal, who's going to talk you through our access alternatives.
Thanks, Nicola. I'm just requesting control slides.
Perfect. You've got it.
Yeah, thanks. Perfect. Like you said, I'm going to be talking about our very powerful tool, alternatives feature in the Access product. What alternative feature allows your users to is when they're looking at, imagine, let's take an ebook as an example. Imagine a user is looking at an ebook on Amazon.com where they have to pay for it. And what if this ebook is available in your library's holding system, and without knowing that the user will pay extra amount of money to buy the same book? But this is where the library alternatives come in, and we look for the ISBN of the ebook, and we check with your library's holdings for this, and we get back to the user with the license location of this ebook in your holdings, where they can retrieve the ebook for no money. And this is what we do with our ebook alternatives. And like it says on the slide, we are the only access broker with extensive ebook coverage within Library Access product. Moving to article alternatives, this is the same effect or the feature we provide with Library Access product, but this is for articles. So we look for the DOI of the article of where the user is looking at, and then we ask the library's holdings whether this article is available on anywhere else where they have license for, and we will give the license location, and with the click of the button, you will be redirected to the license location of the article. You would also wonder what happens if this is not available in your holdings, and this is where our open access feature kicks in. And then we look into our own APIs with core and unpaywall, and provide the open access version of the same article. If the open access version is also not available, then this is where we go into article retrieval level. This is where we connect dots with Galaxy, Article Galaxy. Here we are looking at an article where a library doesn't have holdings. The article is not in their holdings. No, we have an open access version of the article. Then we give the user a pop-up saying, get this article in your inbox. And once you click the order article, you can be redirected to Article Galaxy. This is where I will bring in Eric to explain how it works within Article Galaxy for article retrievals. Thanks.
Thank you, Kuzel. So let me share my screen. Here we are. Is my screen sharing now? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So that's so we are just continuing here live what Kuzel had in his PowerPoint. So like we said already extensively before, you're on in your research, you reach a point where you cannot download. We click on the library extension to find if your company can give you access. So if your company is subscribing here, you should see options to get access to the article with your company information. If not, like Kuzel just explained, you will get a link to Article Galaxy where you can request the PDF. So that's where this new partnership integration comes in, right? Instead of just Lean Library providing you access to the full text that you have in holdings, you can also extend your research and obtain the PDF from Article Galaxy. So here I'm already logged in. The forms that Leon has shown will pop up and will be pre-filled with this article. And we should see the same options that Leon was showing before, with either purchasing or renting the article, right? So I could, in that case, rent for 23 or purchase for 39. That's working on a website here. That could also work in a search in PubMed. I have, for example, here a search in PubMed. If I click my Lean Library button, that will be the same, right? This article is not in the company holdings or any other possible routes, no open access, nothing. So the last possible route is Article Galaxy again, where we click, check pricing, And again, the order form will be automatically filled with the citation from PubMed. And this time you see that the option is different. So briefly, Leon explained the different filters we can set up on an account that you can so purchase or rent a document, but we can also manage a token, if not already managed by the Lean Library extension. If the article is in a prepaid token, then we will suggest that you retrieve this PDF from your token package, and so on and so on. So that's the main idea, right? You click this Lean Library extension, and it will redirect you to the order form, to the reprint desk order form, if not already in your any other route available from what's set up in Lean Library. I'm done with this presentation, and we'll hand over to Nicolas, I guess.
Thanks very much, Eric, Kusal and Leon. That was great. And so that brings us to the end of our presentation. And so now if anybody's got any questions, then please do feel free to enter them into the chat or the Q&A box. So there's a question in the chat box for Eric and Leon. So apart from journal articles, can we also get other types of scientific content from Article Galaxy?
I'll answer that, Nicola. Okay, yes, not just journal articles, but book chapters. It's possible for us to source pre-publication articles, so articles that have been accepted for publication but haven't been assigned an issue number. They're still available for us to retrieve online, so they'll be identifiable by a DOI. We can deliver them. The DOI confirms that the article exists and that it will be delivered, and we know what copyright fee to pay, to request. But also supplementary files. If you buy an article, you can access the supplementary file for free. You just have to request that from us. Conference proceedings, standards, abstracts, patent information. It's all available. Even newspaper articles. We're sourcing globally. Most of the content arrives very, very quickly, but we do have physical library sources globally if we're tasked with a trickier or older paper to find.
Great, thank you, Leon. Thank you for the question there. Leo, has anyone else got any questions? Okay, it's looking like we might not have any more questions. Of course, if you do think of anything after the webinar, then please do get in touch with us. The recording will be sent out to you, and all of our contact details are on the front page. And we'd be delighted to hear from you if you have any other questions or thoughts or comments. So anyone got anything else? Just waiting in case anyone's typing. No, I don't think we've got any more. So I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for joining our webinar. We really appreciate your time. And I'd like to thank Leon, Eric and Kusal for joining me today. And Clara, who's in the background operating the systems for us. Thank you very much. We hope you've enjoyed it. We hope you've found it interesting, and we look forward to hearing from you if you want to hear more. Thanks very much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.